Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Star Wars Day. This is the May the 4th, and so May the 4th be with you today. We are so glad that we can meet together today, and if you are viewing this live or if you're viewing it later, feel free to take a time to like, subscribe. This video is going to have a few informational things, and I'm going to do the news article that I usually do when it comes out as a video, but I'm going to do it live today. If you jump on and you chat and you say something, I will try to answer your questions as well. This is a good opportunity for me to be able to answer the questions of those people who are out there listening or on chat. And so I'm just excited today to be here. And I always liked May the 4th. It just kind of reminds us that we are Star Wars fans. And so Star Wars is a big part of my life. It's not the biggest thing in my life, but it is a big part of my life. Obviously, family comes first, and God. But other than that, Star Wars is a big part of my life. The things I really enjoy Star Wars. Now, a reminder that if you are watching and you just want to have a question answered or any comments, just throw them in the chat and I will answer them as soon as I see them, or I'll give you a shout out when I see you that you're in the chat. So today we're really going to just take a few different looks at different things. I've been building a ton of lists. I have a whole new series on my list building coming up. It's called Mass Activation. So I'm trying to build a mass activation list that I think will be competitive for each faction. So I've been trying to get that done, and I've been working hard on getting that done. And so for me, a mass activation means that you're going to have at least 13 activations, maybe 14. I try to push for the 14. Some factions 14 is kind of hard to get to, but the reality is we want to see a lot of activations out there. Now, I don't want them just to be mass activations and not have a theme or something to make them play, or even a way to play them. You have to have some sort of synergy or something to make them worthwhile having, because just having a mass activation and not actually having something to look at or work with or play, and you're just throwing out lots of units and you're going to die, and it's not going to be fun. The reason to have a mass activation is to get more activations than the other guy and be able to activate when you want to and have a real strength in your strategy. So today we're also going to take a look at the news article. There is a couple other little homework little things that I want to talk about. I was talking to some people that were in one of my videos, or sorry, I should say I was answering some questions in one of my videos, and one guy was talking to me and asked me to do a video on 3D printing from the process from beginning to end. So I'm going to do a video on the 3D printing process from beginning to end. And so if you're interested in that, let me know, just so that I know how many people are interested in that. So I'm going to go on to a site, maybe two sites, download two files, print the two files, and then have a comparison view of the two files after, so that people can actually see the whole process. I'll even lay out how I print them, the layouts for my machines. So that's something we're going to do, and that'll probably be on my craft section of my YouTube channel, because that's more of a crafty thing, and getting the, all right, I don't know if I've renamed it from craft to hobby. I think I did hobby. So hobby side of things. And so that's going to be that. So let's take a quick look today. We're going to take a quick look at the news article and the scenes to stats. And this one is Maul. And so Maul, that article was released yesterday. So let's take a quick look at the article. And there we go. We got the scene up here. And so here we go. Doubt will only lead to failure. Our combined strength will be rewarded. Mandalorians will be yours. And Kenobi, the Sith, Pretender, Dooku, and all your enemies will fall. Maul, Star Wars Legion, Clone Wars. I like how they give kind of quote, just kind of gets you into the flavor of that. So there's a picture of Maul. Maul's reemergence during the Clone Wars was the catalyst that led to the creation of the feared entity known as Shadow Collective. Fueled by his desires for revenge, he was able to manipulate Pre-Vizsla and the Death Watch to form an alliance against the common enemy, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Maul quickly moved to add more muscle to his forces, gaining the support of the Black Sun and the Pikes. With his darksaber at hand, an entire army under his control, Maul was equipped to seize power throughout the galaxy. Join us in this installment from scene to stat as we take a look at the Maul, the leader of the Shadow Collective, Star Wars Legion. Okay, we got a card here. We'll get back to the cards in a second. We got a couple good upgrade cards. We got his Darksaber, which is kind of an interesting thing. And then we have his command cards. Now, if we could quickly take a look back at that, we're going to get a closer look at those cards right now. We're going to go into the 4-panel view. And I'm going to just go over kind of the things that the card for Maul isn't a lot different than the one that he has out for the Separatists. There is some 2 little faction things here. I'm wondering maybe you can use it outside of this. But here's the thing. I want you to understand something here. Alliance of Convenience will help you with his mercenaries. You're going to be able to take another unit of mercenaries. And so that means whatever the mercenary limit is, he's going to be able to take another set of them. And I'm really waiting to see what that mercenary rules are. He has Deflect. He has Immune to Pierce. He has Duo Mastery, just like before. But he has Wound 1. So Wound 1 allows him to come into the game already being able to use Duo Mastery. Now, you can have a repair, like a healing bot, heal him to get that back if you don't want to have that. But yeah, it lets him have that. But he's really essentially only a health 5 leader. Now, he still has his 2 force spots. He has a command spot. He loses a training spot because he gains a weapon spot. Now, why does he gain a weapon spot? Because he can choose the Darksaber. Now, the Darksaber is interesting as it shows up there. It has, for him, it's 6 black, so it's an extra black from when Sabine Wren has it. It has Impact 2 and Pierce 2. That kind of shows his skill with being able to use it. He didn't struggle like Sabine did as much with the Darksaber. It kind of came easy to him, being a force wielder and having used lightsabers before. He didn't, you see even in now with the Mandalore, he struggles with it too. And the weight of it. Now, the other issue here is it's got Surge to crit, which is cool. Can only be used, and it gives them, the title of leader, commander instead of operative. You see he's an operative here. Gives him the title of commander when he has it. And the other thing it does is lets him have first pick when, like, if his ties, he gets the his tie goes to him. Now, if you notice in his command cards, let's go over here real quickly to the command cards. He has no 1 pip on these command cards. The 1/3 pip is treated as a 1 pip. It kind of goes well with his other cards because he has 2 1 pips. Now, the only thing is, if you read these cards, you can only play these cards if you're playing this Maul. He's got to have that symbol. So, this is for this Maul only. Now, you can see that he has 2 factions. We don't know what faction he's going in. They've blotted that out. But, so he can, have, be in another faction. I'm assuming it's going to be CIS and Shadow Collective. That's what my assumption is. And so that's the assumption of the factions he is going to be, if Shadow Collective counts as a faction. But the reality is, here's his thing. These new cards are only playable by this Maul. So if you wanted to play these cards in the CIS, you would have to use this Maul. And so that kind of makes it different. And so that's kind of interesting how you can see the difference here. Now, all the cards are fairly good. They have their strengths, I guess, and their weaknesses, and well, let's look at the first one. which magic. You must nominate Maul, which is with his little symbol, while building your hand. Treat these card as though it was a 1 pip. Remove up to 2 wound tokens and any number of poison or immobilized tokens from Maul. When Maul is activated, he recovers. So this is a pretty good card. It's a 3 pip, as in the pip things, but it's a pretty good card. Now the next card is Maul and 1 unit, and this is his eminence, and you must nominate again Maul from this type of Maul. You gain 1 dodge token. Each other trooper unit at range 1 of Maul gains 1 suppression token. When another friendly trooper unit at range 1 of Maul activates, he skips the rally steps. That unit cannot be suppressed or panicked. So it's kind of cool. If you got it, you give on a suppression to everybody around you, including your allies, but your allies don't have to do the rally step. They can't be suppressed. They can't be panicked. So they still don't lose any activations for that suppression. So the suppression can be beneficial to them. Although the next round, if you don't get it off, could be really deadly to them. So it's kind of like, yeah, he's a good leader. I'm going to follow him because he's strong and he's forcing me to do this. But next step, when he's away from me, I might be in a little bit of trouble. And then the last one is seize what power we can. And so seize which power we can. Now, if you're out there and you're watching, just send me a comment and I'll answer any questions. Seize what power you can. Maul and 2 units. You must nominate Maul again, so it's got to be this Maul with the. It can't be the Separatist Maul. You place an aim and 3 surges tokens on this card each time an enemy unit at range 1 of Maul spends an aim or dodge or surge token. Place 1 token of that same type on this card. Friendly mercenary units can spend tokens on this card if their unit has these tokens. So this is kind of a good way to get a bunch of aims and stuff out of there. And it says if tokens on this card as if they had these tokens. So it's just basically the whole clone sharing, but it is given for the mercenaries so that your mercenaries can kind of share what's going on. And so it's kind of a makeshift clone sharing tactic for the mercenaries for 1 round. And if you can gain aims, dodges, and stuff though, by the other people doing actions, which is kind of cool. Yeah, I will do the 3D printing tutorial because you asked, so I'm going to do it, and so I'm looking forward to doing that. Sorry, I'm answering a question in the chat, and so yeah, I've got a couple of ideas. And what actually I'm going to do, because you've asked about the 3D printing tutorial, in that video alone, anybody who likes or comments on that video, I'm going to give it a couple weeks. I'm going to give out the things that we print during that tutorial. And so that's kind of something I'm going to do because, hey, you asked for it, I'm going to do it. And so that's what building a community is about. And so today, Legion Outpost isn't just, hey, me doing videos. This is really about building a community, helping people to get involved in the game, and encouraging people to get involved in the game. So when people get on, we're going to later do a lot more of these live streams. I'm going to maybe post one a week if they start to pick up and we get a lot of viewers, and we're going to have comments, and we'll have like a chance for you guys to share your paint jobs. We'll also have a chance for some of you guys to come on and just chat about Legion together, and so they can do that through my Discord, my Legion Discord. And so that's the just kind of the plan and the goal for the future of the channel. So that's kind of one of the reasons I wanted to get on and do this live stream on May the 4th, because it gives me an opportunity to talk about the future of the channel as well. And so this is, I want to get back to the article for a second because there's a few things I left out. I got the command cards and I talked about them. I talked about Maul's card. I talked about the Dark Saber. There is something else I want to go back to the Dark Saber about because says Sidearm Maul. Melee, and so I want to take a closer look at that card because I think it's really important that we think about that for a second because that is Sidearm Maul melee and ranged. So here's the thing: if you install that card on your Maul, you can't use his other dice, his 4 red and 4 white, because this is sidearm, and sidearm means you have to use it. So that's kind of interesting. You have to use that over the card on the thing on the card. So that's kind of interesting too. So when you play Maul that way, he is losing his other lightsabers and his double bladed lightsaber, and he's going with a single bladed dark saber. So that's something you got to think about when you do that. Yeah, let's just take a look. Well, thank you for making me one of your channels. I hope some more people do too. Yeah, I was finding that there was definitely a need or a break in the channels. There's a lot of channels just doing battle raps, so that's good. I do have some battle raps I want to do. I have a lot already recorded actually, and I just got to edit them. And the editing's been the bane of my existence right now. It didn't help that I ended up getting COVID, and that kind of slowed things down. I just had no energy to edit. But also with my work, I'm on the computer a lot, and so sometimes I just want to break from the computer and from videos and stuff because for my work, I'm putting out videos regularly too. And so that's why I haven't been editing as much. Plus, the videos, not the videos, but the battle raps, because they take a lot longer to edit because you've got 2 or 3 hours worth of material you got to edit down. But I do want to do some live battle raps, and so the only problem with that right now is my internet. My internet is not very good from time to time, so lives can be a problem. It seems to be good today, but that doesn't mean anything. Every time I plan to do a live videoing of a battle, what happens is the internet craps out. And so, but we do have fiber optic coming. It's right in front of my work. And it's going to be here soon, and it'll be at my home soon. And once I have fiber optic at my work and home, we will have no problem getting battle raps out regularly, live versions. And so we'll do those probably every other week, and we'll probably do them on a Sunday afternoon, is what we've been talking about with my group. And we go every other week because the other people that play in my local area shift work. And so the thing is, growing a group is really important. And so that's why I got into 3D printing. And I want to grow it online, but I also want to grow the group I play with regularly. And, I want to encourage people to be out there and representing Legion to all the people they come in contact with. And playing in a public place helps grow that as well, because people see the cool models and they can't help but want to be involved. I find that everywhere I lived, there's not a strong group of people playing, so I had to make it. And so when you have to make your own playing groups, it does mean you have to be creative and think outside of the box. So that's one of the things. But yeah, I want this to be an active channel. I want this to be an opportunity for people to share their thoughts, see other people's work, get encouraged to play the game, and do the hobby of it too. I really like the hobby side of things. Well, back to the article. There was one last card in that article, and that is the Up Close and Personal. For 5 points, it's a training slot, and it's a pretty good one because it allows you, after you perform a ranged attack, range 1 to 2, you gain a dodge token. Now, I see this being really played out with the Mandalorians. This is great because They have a range too. They like dodge. They have nimble. This is just a good way to fire first, aim, shoot, fire, and then and get off your firing first, and then have a dodge to protect you during the retaliating firing. So this really plays well with wanting to go early and getting your dodge to protect you, and then just have that nimble, put that dodge back on so that each time you get, that's one less hit. You put them in cover with the dodge, with Impervious and the red defense. They're pretty survival. I've actually thought about adding 3 Mandalorian groups to my army for that. I did a list last night just trying to figure that out. I still can't figure out how I'm going to get 3 in, and still have a competitive list though, because they are so expensive. And so maybe I just have to bite the bullet and take just a commander, or maybe, maybe a heavy with a commander driver. That way, that might be the way. That's a little more expensive, but then you got like, so air speeder, not an air speeder, land speeder. That would be a good way to do that. And so, I'm glad that we were thinking out loud on this one, because I'm going to have to revisit that on my deck builder. So I just wanted to talk with you guys for a bit and say, wish everybody a happy May 4th. I'm going to get off soon because I've been on for 25 minutes and I don't want it to be running too long, because nobody wants to watch a 25-minute video unless there's a lot more people chatting and talking and there's more to talk about. But so we had this article. I'm excited. I like how they keep giving articles. I can't wait till they actually get the web page. And I'm hoping that with all this stuff that soon we'll get rules on how the mercenaries work, because that's the only real question I have left on how the mercenary works, because things like allies and convenience, that's kind of gives you an idea that there's going to be a limit. And well, we know there's going to be a limit, but it just gives you an idea of how it's going to work. Is going to be an important part of that. So thank you guys for watching. If you watched this far, please take the time to like and subscribe, and that would be a great help to this video. And we're continuing to build this community. And if you like this community, you like this, please subscribe, like. It's an important part of what we're doing. And so it doesn't cost you anything, but it really does help me, helps the channel get out, and more people see the channel, the better. And so maybe even recommend it to some of your other friends. Thank you guys. May the 4th be with you, and have a great day.